Hi guys, welcome back to the SU Pod.
The podcast where we put you back in community. My name's Emily.
And my name is Evie, and we're back. We're back with another episode.
Guys, happy week. Happy day. Wherever you find yourself listening to the SU Pod, happy day. I hope your day is going amazing. I hope the sun is shining. I hope there is no rain. And yeah. Hi guys, we miss you.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. You know what? I always remember that song because there's this kid that, hey, sorry, great way to start off this episode. There's this kid that let me not. Yeah, it's okay. He was playing outside and he ended up getting like kidnapped for like 8 hours. And all the kids, no, it wasn't 8 hours. It was probably like an hour. And all he did was sing that song. He just kept saying, "Oh, happy day." And he sang the whole song. And then there's a part that's like, "When Jesus walked on water," or something like that. And the kidnapper brought him back. And he was crying. The kidnapper was like crying and like he was like he felt convicted. And
oh my god, that's
he dropped him back off at home. Yeah, it was this 8-year-old kid too. He was really young.
Hear this. This is. Where did you hear this story?
Because he went on to perform on. Was it with Steve Harvey? On some show, not Got Talent. Imagine. That's kind of bad. That's really bad. But he went on to perform on a show because it got out. Like the news was crazy because it's like, hello, he was just kidnapped. He was missing. Like they knew that he was missing.
That's insane.
And I think the mom probably saw the car or something. They were looking for him. And yeah, and then he was returned back. And he went on the show and he was sharing his story. And he sings like a choir kid, like very much like that. And that always reminds me of that. Anyways, that's not the point. How are you, Evie?
Hi, mate. I'm good. Let's just do day by day. I can't even think about my week. I don't remember any of it. I was like busy. It was a busy week. But today, I'm just ready to clock out. We are recording this in the midst of my lunch hour. So yeah, I'm just ready to clock out, ready to start the weekend, and I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm gonna have a little field day with some of my friends, and then Sunday's church. We love that. But I think throughout the week, I've just been processing some things that I feel from God and some things that I just know He wants me to work on. So I think I've been overall good. What about you?
Terrible, horrible, crying every day. My life sucks. Kidding. Opposite. So basically, I don't know. My week has been good. I've spent most of it in church. I've just been going to church and for internship, for other stuff. And God has really been moving this week in Jesus' name. And today I'm singing. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm nervous. Guys, it's not...
By the time you guys listen to this, Emily already had done amazing. It's going to be amazing. And she's going to be in the spirit and everyone's going to fall on their face.
I don't know why I'm annoyed. I don't know why I'm annoyed by it. I'm not even annoyed. I don't know how to feel about it. I'm fine. I'm going to be fine, obviously. Like, it's going to happen whether I like it or not. No, I want to. I really want to. It's just,
it's been a minute.
Get in your head about things.
That's all.
Huh?
It's been a minute. Since you've
led a song? Yeah, I've never led a song.
Exactly.
In church. Ever.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying it's been a minute. For you guys that don't know, we're not trying to sound like, oh my God, we don't want to do this or like this is too much. But if you know the backstories.
Okay.
No, but they don't know. Not everyone knows the backstories of being on a worship team or being a part of a church. So explain that a bit.
It's different, and it's such a great segue, guys. We do this every week. I love it. It's hard because, obviously we are perfectionists and, hate under delivering. So something that it's a big fear of both of us. And there's also like there's not drama. It's just, there's things that it's just you're worried about. And obviously, I will say, I have prayed over today so much. So I know that the way I'm feeling, I have to rebuke it. And it's just the devil putting lies in my head, and I can't have that because I've prayed over it. Jesus said that I'm going to be fine. Jesus said there's going to be a move of God. Like, I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. I saw it yesterday. Yesterday was such a good day. This week has been amazing. And God is really moving. Like, God is. The song I'm singing is called Move of God by SZN Worship. Just want everyone to know. It's such a great song. I think I'm losing my confidence with a lot of things. But I'm also really excited. And I think I'm just feeling this way because I'm sleepy. And when I'm sleepy, I haven't been outside to touch the sun. So I think that's why I'm a little
to touch
negative.
the sun or to touch the grass?
Yeah. No, both.
Oh, fun. Photosynthesis.
Yeah. So I think I need to like go out for a walk for a little bit and I feel a lot better, Yeah. Pero medium segue into it. I feel like a lot of times this is so stupid. Wait, let me cook. You see, because you see the sun, when we're in the sun, we are no. When we're in the sun, the sun is great and it makes us happy. But sometimes when we're not in the sun, it makes us rude and mean to each other, which is such a great segue to what we're going to talk about today, which is if you gossip about people, you need to touch sun. You need to go outside and touch sunlight. So Evie, talk to us about the people in your life.
Jesus.
Yeah. Touch the son of man, son of God and son of man.
Son of God, yes. Yeah, the people in my life that want to gossip. All right, let's go.
Yeah, so talk about the people that haven't touched sunlight and not want to talk about you. I'm kidding.
Everyone's my biggest op these past few weeks. Let's be real. we touched this last time.
Mm-hmm.
It's continues.
Because it's still going.
The segue continues. Hey. Oh, it's ongoing. But whatever. To continue with that segue, yeah. There's people that like to speak on our names, but I think we talked about last time, like, what are we letting go of? What are we trying to be freed from? And it was like opinions of other people, but it's hard to like let those things go when people constantly have something to say, or maybe you hear stuff about someone and it's juicy. Like, but bro, imagine if it was about you. How do you feel if someone's like, oh my God, I got this tea about so-and-so, but it's your name instead?
Right.
Like, if it's the other person, I'm like, oh, let me, like, what is it? Like, what happened? And it could be, there's two things, okay? Gossip is different from being concerned, being a family member. Like, if it's in the family, it's just family tea. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like that's really gossip. It depends on how you're talking about the situation. But we just live in a time in a day and age where everything is like so high school, so high school, so childish. People love to talk about things that had nothing to do with them and other people. But if you're gonna talk, towards someone or about a situation, make sure you have all the facts. Don't be out here spreading lies, spreading rumors. Exactly. First of all, if you only should be talking about them if it directly concerns you and a situation that you experience with them, not because you just want to talk about fulana because fulana is fulana. Like, fulana, just in case y'all don't know, is a random person. And so, yeah, if you just want to talk about random people because you know something about them, like, check your heart before doing so, because you could really hurt people in the process. Also, you never know who you're talking to. You could be talking to someone that can be directly connected to the person that you're talking about, and then they tell someone all the tea that you just told them. This does not happen to me. I'm not speaking from personal experience, but it could happen, and I've seen it happen with other people. What do you do when you have to be that link to tell the person that someone was talking about them? You have to do your due diligence as a friend and let them know. Yes or no? Emily's been through that with me, so I love to hear it. I love to
Let's
experience
not.
it.
Anyways,
But it's true.
yeah. And you know what? I think I've had experience. Guys, this is so this is why I said to talk about this, because this is so annoying, and it's so annoying because, like, first of all, the truth will always come out. I believe that. I
Yep.
believe that's Bible. The truth will always come out, and it will set you free. And I think, and Jesus is truth, and he has set you free. Like, hello? Um, so yeah, I don't care what fulana de tal said about fulana de tal. I don't care. Okay? Because the truth will come out. And the thing is, I think up to this point, I have figured out not everything, but if someone has talked bad about me, or someone has said this or done this, I have, up to this point, I think I've always found out. I think I've always found out.
Yeah.
One, because I'm me, I'm gonna find out. We're Puerto Rican women. We're gonna find out, first of all. Second of all, like, I think up to this point, I've really, like, God has let me see. Like, when I need to see, when I need to know, God has let me know. But I think also just, like, you really, like, that part, like, everyone's listening. Like, everyone knows everyone. Everyone knows everyone,
Yeah.
bro.
We're all
Especially,
connected.
like, everyone's always connected. If you really think from the bottom of your heart, oh, I can tell this person, and it's not gonna, it's not gonna say anything. No, he will. They will. She will. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
Nothing is
and
confidential, to be honest.
nothing is confidential. And it's so funny because I just had a conversation with my youth pastor, and my youth pastor's wife. She was leading our small group, and we were just talking about gossip. Literally, so timely. We're talking about gossip. We're talking about why we gossip and things like that. And she said something that was so perfect. She said, "Your best friend has another best friend," and it's kind of like a hit, but it's also like, that's so true, because the same way we're like, oh, I'm not gonna tell anyone, but I'm gonna tell my best friend, and that best friend is gonna tell, oh, I'm not gonna tell anyone, but let me tell her, and that her is
Yeah.
gonna say, oh, I don't understand what. It always has a way of spreading. It always. You know what's so funny?
Oh, yeah.
The recent drama that I found out about, and this is where I really had to, like, be like, no, I have to cut this out. The most recent drama that genuinely broke my heart to hear, that people are spreading rumors like this. When I tell you the train of people, and I can tell you every single one of their connections. Let me not name drop. But I could. And let me 7 people. That's one person told them in confidential, confidence? Yeah, in confidence. That person told that person. Guys, if you think that by telling, hey, and let's be real, let's be honest, let's be real on the spot, because we're also calling ourselves out. We're not going to say anything that we haven't gone through. But if we ourselves put ourselves we're in front of Jesus right now, hand on the Bible. If you genuinely think that saying to your best friend, hey, I saw Abby talking to Derek about Elijah on Sunday, and you don't think that Elijah's gonna find out, don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. And the Spirit will tell them. The Spirit will tell them. I promise you. I hate being called out. But one thing I know is that the Spirit will tell on you, because he wants you to be a better person.
Yeah.
Like, they will find out. And I think that's just, like, the whole, what we want to talk about today. Because gossip hurts. Gossip is painful. And it could be you. And it will be you. It will be you.
And most of the time it is us. And
yeah,
we're not saying this like just to be like, oh, like, don't do it. Like, we don't do it. Like, we are guilty of it. Especially when you live and you're raised in families where that's all you know. Like, let's be honest, Hispanic families, everybody knows about the tea, about the prima that did this, and the cousin that,
the
and the
secret
tia,
baby,
and
the this and that,
the everything,
the arranged
the everything.
marriage.
Yeah. So, like, we all know that we grew up around that. So that just comes out of us. Especially and like I said, in Hispanic families, in school settings, um, like it's so easy to fall into it because you want to know
Yeah.
what's happening with the boy or with, I don't know, with the cool girl that's not so cool anymore, or like that girl that's
Yeah.
crying. Why is she crying? Because this one did this and this one said that, and or
Yup.
even in
Mm-hmm.
church,
100%.
y'all. I bet no way. I'd be like, oh, I don't think I was supposed to hear that. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think I want to even hear that. And there's some situations that we like you said, like we hear about it and the person will always find out.
Right.
So it's better just to take it to God. Don't take it to so and so, or but it's good to have people that you obviously like confide in, especially in places like that. And the Bible says like confess your sins, but not to spread false reports and not to like help someone else like tell about someone else. Like it's not our job to do that. But
Right.
we have to keep ourselves accountable and keep each other accountable. I think a tip, I don't remember who it was. Honestly, shout out to Sam. Sam was always someone that when a friend, when me as a friend and someone else would start saying something that didn't sound like it was getting it in the right spot, she would be like, oh, I don't really want to talk about that. And we'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
like, what do you mean? Like, because
Mm-hmm.
we're so used to saying such negative things so frequently, we don't realize that it could be gossip. We think that we're having a conversation, but it can actually be
Yeah.
gossip.
Right.
And I'm grateful to have people in our lives that can edify us and be like, hey, like that sounded like, are you okay? Like check in with you and be like, hey, that was kind of like out of line, or that turned into gossip, or that was gossip. And I'm not trying to do that right now. Because we have those mindsets and situations where we're so easily blinded as to what gossip is, we don't realize it. But surround yourself with people that will keep you accountable for the things that you're saying, um, whether you want to hear it or
1,000%.
not. That's a real friend.
Yeah. And I think that too, like I had a conversation with a friend recently, and shout out to Noemi. We're literally talking about this and gossip and things like that. And I was talking about like that's one of my biggest temptations, because something that I've realized that I've been struggling with is I would I would take in information, I would learn things about people. I would literally, this has been my whole life. Like I have instinctively tried to make myself a part of every friend group. I need to be friends with
Well,
everybody. I need to know everybody
yeah.
because I wanted to know everything. I wanted to be prepared. I wanted to have weapons. And I talked about this, and I think I did I talk to you about this? Well, now we are. But in that same small group with my youth pastor's wife, we were talking about like me and her literally said the same thing. Like we were on the same wavelength. Like a lot of times we use our gossip as weapons. Like
Mm.
we try to be like, oh, like, well, if this person ever crosses me, I have this and this and that and that. Oh well, you
Yeah,
can't
like
say
you
this
have
about
some
this person
blackmail
because
tea.
yes. And like this person said this, but they're doing this and this and this and that. And like I used to do that a lot. And I wouldn't share it. The most I'd share with my mom or my you or Jaden or,
Right.
you know, shout out Angelica. But like I wouldn't spread it around, but I would always have it close to my heart, and it was hurting me. Like it was hurting the way that I
Yeah.
saw people. It was hurting the way that I loved people. Because in my eyes,
Yeah.
nobody knew nothing about me. I knew everything about
Right.
everybody else. So in my eyes, I'm perfect, and everyone else is like, oh, but this person, this, like, you know, it would hurt
Right.
the way that I loved people. It would hurt the way that I saw how love is supposed to be. That flaws and all, you have to love like Christ loved. And it's just something that I was talking to my friend Noemi, and it's like it's so hard because I feel like I don't have a weapon anymore. I feel like
Wow.
oblivion is so peaceful. But what happens when
Mm.
someone tries to come to you? Then you don't have anything. And that
Yeah.
sucks. And I've been in that situation where, you know, somebody has something on me and I don't have something on them. Like that sucks. But we're talking about it and we're like, I feel like it's so easy to gossip. It's so easy to be in drama because life's boring without it. And that's
It's
real. That's
true.
honest. That's like
Yeah.
life is really boring. And it's I think when we see it as entertainment, as something like, oh well, I have this, and come on, who hasn't had a good like drama session with your bestie? Like
Tea, a
it's
little
good, like
debrief.
it a little debrief. Like of course it does feel good, but I think that's why we are called to a higher standard. And sometimes I think we're, oh well, I don't steal, oh, or well, I don't do this, or well, I don't do that. So I feel like gossip is one of the what we consider the lesser sins because it's so publicly
Prominent.
liked. because everyone does it. Everyone does it, so it's fine. But I think it is still a sin. It isn't that one of the 10 Commandments? I feel like it is. It should be. If it's not,
A quick
yeah,
Google
quick
search.
Google search. Because I think it is something that we kind of like put in the past, like, oh well, at least I do this, I do that. Like I've said that to myself. Well, at least I'm not doing this. Well, at least I'm not doing that. But I am talking about her, and I am putting him down in my head, and I'm talking about their family, you know. And it's something that we need to start seeing and honestly thoroughly examining ourselves. I was having a conversation with God the other day. I was in the shower and I was talking, and I literally caught myself. I'm praying, I'm having a conversation with him, and I lied. Like I straight up like I don't know what we were talking about some situation, and not that I lied. I was like trying to talk to him, and I was just like, I was having a conversation, and then at one point I'm like, okay, God, that wasn't true. Like this is how I actually feel about this, and I had to be honest.
Right.
And in a moment, I said, I still struggle with lying. I still struggle with
Yeah,
gossiping.
yeah.
I still struggle with feeling like I'm superior to people. I struggle with that so much. And I think it's been my defense mechanism because if I'm superior, it means they can't hurt me. And I think that's been
Mm.
like really like why I gossip and why I do this. And I think that's what God has caught me on. And in that moment I had to be like, God, no, like honestly, like I'm embarrassed to say it. I'm embarrassed to say that for so many years I kept this to myself. Like I'm embarrassed to talk to you about it. But with God there's no judgment. He understands.
Right.
He was here. Like he was around gossipers and liars and mockers. He knows how we are. Um but he still gives us the grace. And there's a verse that says, God examine my heart and fix what you need to. And it's like, do
Yeah.
we really mean that?
Mm-hmm.
Examine my heart, God, because at least, I'm not stealing. I'm not getting drunk every day. I'm not, coveting. I'm not doing this. But are we really ready to relinquish our need to gossip? Are we ready to relinquish that need to be right, to be in the know? Like, are we ready to accept the peace that God gives us? And that peace also includes fully giving God control,
Yeah,
So,
definitely. I was listening to a podcast yesterday. It was of John Bevere and his wife. He wrote The Awe of God.
I
He's
literally
pretty
love
cool.
them.
And he was talking about how, well, his wife was saying that she prayed a prayer, and they both prayed at the same time, unknowingly, like without telling each other, for God to, I don't remember the exact word they used. It wasn't like to refine them, but like to strip them, to like make a new, like, it was just this word that I haven't heard in a minute. And they were saying like that they prayed this and they were like getting angry for no reason, and they were like feeling all these feelings. And John was saying, he was like, I asked God, like, why is this so painful? Like, why is this so painful? Why am I so angry? Like, what is going on? And he was like, you're dying. Like, you're learning to die to yourself. Like, you're learning
Wow.
to
Yeah.
die to everything that you thought was correct and that you thought was true and good. And now you're going to let me be the one to refine you. And his friend, who was also a pastor, was like, why would you pray that now? That's a prayer for someone in their 20s that maybe has time to mess up. And he's like, no, I
I'm
want to
good.
end well. Like,
Yeah.
I still want to go out well.
Wow.
And he
Yeah. That's
prayed
so
this when
good.
he was, I think it was like his birthday or something around that time. I don't know how old he is, but he was saying that. And then for his wife, she was saying the same thing. And she was like, we have to understand the prayer, but we have to still pray it. And it's like people always say, oh, the song Refiner by Maverick is not a good song because you're asking God to refine you. What is wrong with that?
Yeah.
Like, yes, we
Amen.
know
Talk about it.
we're asking for him to, like, to put us through, hard times so we can be, obviously better, and be like a better person and be more like him. So what is so wrong with being refined? When we don't want to
Yeah.
be refined, then we're just asking to stay the same, and there's no growth in that. So
Right.
if we're not going to
100%.
be like releasing those things and putting him first, and putting up boundaries to not gossip, and putting boundaries to not do certain things, and we also have to take ownership God has to do some fine tuning as well.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to like that of um we always are trying to find some kind of excitement in our lives, like the next step of like,
Yeah.
life gets ordinary. And I think instead of looking for the juicy gossip or the juicy tea, I think I like the fact that Refiner literally says, I want to go through trials because I don't want to stay the same. My life is
Yeah.
boring, therefore upgrade me. You know? Don't go crawling backwards. Like I do see gossip as that. Like, we get to a point in our lives, everyone goes through those moments where it's like, God, like I don't have much going on. Like I want to do something new. Like I
Right.
want to get closer to you. I want to expand. And a lot of times we do find that like crawling backwards. Well, this friendship, even though it was bad for me, like they were interesting. They got in themselves into trouble, but they were interesting, and we'll go to that back to that stage. But I think it's a very powerful song, and a lot of people sing it without knowing what it means.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think if you really are in that moment where it's like, God, I'm at a crossroads, I feel like I have to give up my old life for
Yeah.
something new, but I don't know. Like I feel like I'm not doing much. Like I want to be refined, I want to be new, I want to be better. And I think that's I
Mm.
love that song. Thank you for reminding me of that because I love that song so much. But I think, yeah, I think a lot of people don't understand what they're saying. But I think that's why we need moments like this where we talk about it. Like, gossiping kills. It kills your
Yeah.
heart, it kills your spirit, it kills your love for people. And that's definitely something that's on my heart. Like, your love for people is so important. The way you love, the way you
Yeah.
spread the gospel, like that's priority. Yes, of course, like your sense of self and you prioritizing yourself, of course, but like the way you love others cannot be compromised. And I think when
Yeah.
we value gossip over that, it does compromise that. So um I love that we have moments like this where we can talk about like, God, I want to be better. Like, and if you're going through a moment and you're listening and you're like, God, I think that I'm a gossiper, but I feel like I'm not that much. Or maybe you are seeing that you really like you're in drama all the time. Maybe wherever you find yourself and whatever situation you find yourself, I do recommend, having a moment with God where you can ask him, God, refine me, examine
Right.
my heart, see what I'm going through, and see the way that I love people. And I promise you guys, like, you will see an definite and physical change when you start prioritizing your
Mm.
love for people and your love for God in front of your need to be in the know. 100% you will
So good.
see that change. But yeah, and so just a cute little conversation there.
I know. I
But
loved it.
any last remarks?
Last remark. Someone told me on Thursday, no, Wednesday, we were talking, we're having this is really quick, just a little conversation about someone. And I was so turned off by the conversation because I didn't want to say something that I
Yeah.
couldn't say or shouldn't say. I didn't want to gossip. I didn't want to show hurt. But my hurt was written
Mhm.
all over my face. And the person said to me, I ask, like, I want you to have an open mind and open up your heart to the possibility of this. And so I guess with that stuck with me. Like the whole conversation, there was more, but that part stuck with me. And I guess I would say, like, if you're someone that maybe you tend to have problems with the same people, or you're hurt by the same situation, or you find yourself
Mhm.
gossiping or in the gossip about the same person, same situation, same place, open up your heart to the possibility of forgiveness, open up your heart to the possibility of reconciliation, and to refining. And yeah, that's my final
Amen.
remark.
100%, yeah. And I think that too, like gossip, it leaves you stuck. It leaves you trapped. So yeah, open your heart up to the possibility of being unstuck. Don't get comfortable. Don't fall in love with comfortability. God calls us higher every single day. And the Lord is coming soon. Y'all, I know you're
Yeah.
y'all grew up hearing it, or you probably heard it somewhere online, but like God is coming soon. Um and it's not a joke. So definitely, yeah, I think this is really good. It was a great reminder for me as we go on our week and rest of the week, on our day. I hope this was
Yes.
encouraging more than just, putting yourself down, but just be encouraged and know that you can always change. Like, it's never, you don't have to go through a 20-step process and go in order. No,
Right.
the decision can be made today. God, I want to be changed. I want to be refined. And there you go. That's the start.
Amen.
But yeah, Just cute little quick episode for you guys. I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support that you've shown us the past couple of weeks. Genuinely, it means so much to us. Like genuinely from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you guys so much. Even the text messages, the comments, the likes, you guys don't know how much that means to us. So I just want to say a huge thank you to all our listeners and viewers and supporters. And Evie is going to list off the socials because I literally
Yes, you pod on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, social media, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and I think I named them all. Yeah. Make sure to share this episode with a friend and on your Instagram and play it in your car. Send us a picture, tag us at YesUPod.
Slay. Perfect. You ate. I literally was gonna start saying them and I forgot what the first one was. So I was like, okay, Evie. But yeah. All right, guys. We will see you guys in next week's episode. Love y'all.
Love y'all. Bye. Bye.